Love to Hate, the podcast that asks the question, what do you love to hate?
You are a smelly pirate hooker. And I hate your ass face!
Do you love it?
No!
Do you hate it?
Oh, yeah. Yes! You stupid, ignorant son of a bitch, dumb bastard! I toss in your general direction!
No more foreplay.
Hey kids, it's Monday, so it's time for another edition of Love to Hate. I'm Philip Pullman.
And I am Brandon Luna.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm stressed out, man.
Are you? You
Yeah.
look a little tense.
Yeah, just, can you tell I'm stress smoking? I started this cigar like 30 minutes ago.
I know,
It's,
man.
like,
You're not a
almost
fast
gone.
smoker.
This is,
What's going on,
yeah.
man? Talk to me.
Life, whatnot, you know. I got the
Just
big...
waking up every day?
Yeah, I mean, there's a big show coming up, and you know that. We have the
Yeah,
IPCPR
IP.
show coming up, and that's stressing me out a little bit.
I think that's tougher on you guys than it is us.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of a party for you guys. I mean, there's some work
Yeah,
to it.
there is. And, you know, I'm not the party guy, so I don't do that. But to me, I'm there to, okay, let's get this done. And I've got 4 bosses, so
Right.
I have them to report to. But, and I didn't want to go this year because of stress.
So for those that don't know, IPCPR is a big show for the cigar industry. Manufacturers go, retailers go,
Right.
and basically it's for us to peddle our new wares and for them to buy the new wares. So that's what it's
Right.
about. It's a week-long show, 4 days, 3 days and a half.
It's Monday through Friday.
I think it's Tuesday.
The floor does, well, no, the floor opens Tuesday, but Monday
Right.
is seminars and things, which I'm missing this year.
Right.
Because I didn't want to go till later. Because I didn't want to go at all.
Yeah. See, I don't get to go to any of that because I have to help build the thing and all that stuff. So, yeah.
Oh, you got to do that?
Yeah.
You know, for my part, it's like, it's hitting at a bad time because I'm in a transition. I've been hoteling it for 2 weeks, sold my house. Now I'm going to go and, move into my new place. So it's all hitting just way too close together where it's like, man, I need time to just, kind of get into the new place, chill, get used to it, get my routine down again. But now I'm going to be moved in for about a week. Then boom, I got to go out of town.
Right.
And pack again and go back to another hotel. It's like, I'd just rather not.
Yeah.
So,
Which brings up another subject, hotels. We should talk about that.
Oh,
Now that
yeah.
You stayed in them. Because
Yes.
you don't stay that often. I stay all the time. But
you
that's
do. And
definitely a point of
I've
contention for
been
me.
in for 2 weeks.
Right. Yeah.
So,
That's pretty stressful, too.
it is. It wears thin.
Yeah.
It wears thin quickly.
You're stressing harder than me, though, because you've just, got through that situation. You sold your house,
Right.
having to live in a hotel, getting an apartment, all the junk that goes along with getting an apartment. What have you had
Right.
to deal with?
Let's see. Appliances.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's going to the big box store, just shopping for deals. To get a deal on this. Now you've got to get this switched over. Yeah, finding a place,
Dealing with
which
all
was
the-
which was a big hassle in this area. Finding a place that'll take dogs.
Mm-hmm.
That was a huge pain in the ass because I'm like, well, we really don't want to. Well, how big are they? Well, what kind are they? Okay. So finding a place that will take 2 dogs.
Right.
And then finding that place, making sure, trying to find out if you're going to get that place. Finding one that you actually like
Yeah.
is another thing as well, because I'm renting a house.
Mm-hmm.
So, finding one that you're going to like that's in a good area. You find that, then it's like, okay, is the landlord going to accept the application? And you're like, of course, you meet the application requirements, but are they going to do it? Well, now I haven't heard back. When do you have to get them to check?
You got to get all that shit set up through the city with water and
Right.
gas
So,
and
you're
light.
switching over your water, you're switching over your, your electric. Okay, now you got to set up internet service.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now you need appliances. Now you got to go look for those. You need a washer, dryer. You need a fridge. Well, crap, you need a sofa. Small stuff. I need a coffee pot.
Mm-hmm.
So, all of that stuff. Just trying to get that done. And then on top of it, looking for health insurance.
Right.
So, that's been added to it. Which is a huge pain in the ass, and we could probably revisit some other time again. And on top of that, you're just trying to keep things balanced at work. You're trying to make sure you're getting your job done because you kind of need it in order to pay for all this stuff. So there's that. See, and even as we're doing this, AT&T just texted me
Yep.
asking me to confirm my appointment for Tuesday.
To get your, internet?
Yep.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, it's a huge juggling act, and honestly, I shouldn't gripe because I found a place, get to keep my dogs,
Right.
take them. It's a nice place. I'm gonna get to smoke outside at this place. So really, lot of people have it a lot worse. But, I mean, those are all just small little things that add to the daily grind, just being in traffic.
Right.
And then you add work on top of that, which is such a stressor that when the personal life becomes a stressor, you've got to really find a way to decompress. For you and I, exactly. Cigars or yoga, as Ron Perlman stole from you.
Right.
And that's really become more important to me. Because it used to be, I would smoke at home and it was like, okay, I can kind of relax and do it. But now being out of the house and going to shops to smoke, I make a huge point out of, okay, you know what? I am just going to go and chill.
Right.
And not, I'm not there to socialize. I'm just there to relax, to catch a breath.
Can you do that?
Yeah, if I'm not in my own shop. Yeah, because then I got to work.
I can't. That's my problem.
You're the guy.
Because I'm the cigar rep. So I'm always on. If I go into a cigar shop with a pair of shorts and a shirt, they're like, what are you doing? Like, where's the cigars?
Because they know you. But, but guys know me too. But I think, because I don't work at that specific shop. You work at all shops, basically. Right. So you don't necessarily have that luxury. Unless you went to a state that you don't actually have in your territory, which is pretty hard to do because you've got a big territory.
Well, anywhere I'm traveling to, it's a state that's my territory.
Right. So, and I mean... the stress on you to be out of town with the family, with young kids,
right,
and having to be on the road, that's a huge stressor on you. And I mean, that's really, you have a single guy's job.
I do.
That is idea. And again, the industry's kind of going younger, but it's great for a guy with no obligations.
Right.
Maybe somebody who's younger, they're they don't care if they're home.
Right.
They don't have their stuff. It's just, okay, I can be on the road because, I go home, I just got a bed.
Right.
Bed and some clothes.
Or, you could be like one of the reps in the industry, and I won't mention his name, but for all intents and purposes, he is homeless.
Seriously?
So, yeah. You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, he doesn't. I don't think he has an apartment, unless it's something new. I mean, maybe he does now, but from what I understood, he got rid of his apartment. He basically travels 7 days a week, or maybe he stays with friends when he goes to certain cities and stuff. He just...
Wow.
Yeah. But you can do that with this job. I mean, you totally can.
Yeah.
You could live out of hotels at this
just
job.
Always on the road.
Right.
I can't do that. I need a base. I need someplace to go that I'm safe, that I can get away from it all, and this is mine. I lock the door. This is mine. My stuff, my place, do what I want. Not, it's not in transition or transitory, which has been, the biggest thing about staying in a hotel is like, you're pulling stuff out. You don't have a place for stuff. Everything's, in a little cubby or something like that.
Well, can't you just get like one of those storage units that has AC? That'd be cheaper than an apartment.
Yeah, I don't know. Your neighbors are kind of weird in those places. You got the guy doing...
no neighbors.
Well, no. I mean, in the storage units, you got the guy next door who's doing, tooth extractions. You got somebody else doing butt lifts in the next one, and
guy making math.
Yeah, it's not a good neighborhood in the storage unit.
Oh man,
AT&T has confirmed and thanked me.
Oh, good
for that.
Well, that takes some stress off you. Except for the fact that now you have to wait around all freaking day.
I'm
for
told
the guy
between 9 and 11.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Good luck with that. Yeah.
Good luck with that. Or they're going to send you a text like, "Our guy is in your area. Our guy's been delayed. It might be from noon to 5 now. Hope you don't have a life because we might be till midnight. You never know."
Oh my Lord! It says the install could be 4 hours. I'm trying to figure out why that is.
Goodness, all I have to do is flip a switch. Like, what the hell?
I thought so.
That's weird. The install might be 4 hours.
I know. I was kind of amazed by that.
What are you getting? Some new kind of fancy stuff or something?
No, it's just regular internet through AT&T.
Maybe they are sending like other guys along with them. Like there's a guy there to do your carpets, another guy to do your painting and stuff. They'll just hook you up with everything.
That would be kind of sweet. I do need painting in this in this new place.
Are they allowing you to do that?
Yeah, the landlord is, but he gets to say on the paint. But right now, it's like it's little brighter than baby shit green, but still kind of in that normal color, and then a yellow that's kind of like baby puke yellow.
Right.
And it's bright, so it scars the retinas. Like, well, I kind of like it.
The owner?
And then the actually the lady with the property management company that's working with him, she's like, I don't even like these colors. She's like, oh, a woman doesn't like them. Okay.
Wow.
So I do get to paint, but he has to have final say. And I've gone with all neutrals.
Superman red.
No. I'm more of a
Superman
neutral
blue?
type of guy.
Yep.
No. I will have a display case for all my statues, though.
Eggshell white. That'll be your color. One of those.
Pretty much. I mean, that's all
Or
you need.
Beige. Get your brown on.
My Sophie is beige.
Yeah.
Or beige and a little gray in there.
I would have gone darker. Let's go dark. That way you don't have to worry about stains. Well, you're not smoking in the house. So.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
So I'm only on the patio.
Yeah. You eat on your couch?
I will till I get a dining table.
Right.
Which
Get some
I'm
Scotch
still
Guard.
trying. Yeah, I turned down the free Scotch Guard. Or not the free Scotch Guard. It was like $100.
Yeah.
So I'll just buy a can of it.
Yeah. Just spray the area you're eating on. I don't know. I'm not much of a couch eater. I like sitting on a table.
Well, and once I find one, the two I went and looked at, both out. Went to IKEA. Again, talk about a stressor, just trying to walk through fucking IKEA and actually get out. You get down there and it's like, oh, we don't have that one.
Yeah. It's like a mouse maze in there.
It is. It's like the Hotel California. And then rooms to go. Mm-hmm. And I walked right into the guy, showed him the ad. I'm like, I want to look at this one. He's like, we don't have that one. And he's like, but we've got, I'm like,
of course
I'm good.
not. Yeah.
We got our other store. It's like, no, I drove to this store. So,
right.
Not my problem.
That's typical, though. That's typical.
So, I mean, it's just those little things. They're stupid stressors, but it's stuff like you're on the road. You're just trying to... Everything's in the air.
Right.
And when you... Man, think about a job change. Now, I think they say the three hardest... The biggest stressors are death, losing a job, divorce, and I think moving's in there, too.
Yeah.
So
you've got... Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty much...
Two of those.
Yeah.
2 of the 4.
I pretty
as
much
long as
hit
nobody
that.
dies.
Yeah, and I was looking at
job.
I was looking at jobs, as you know, so that would have been
highly stressful.
which was one of my reasons for not switching.
Right.
Was because it's a little bit much.
Well, you got to get into your place first, and then with all the
get it all settled.
I've been there
and
for
then,
this long, and all that crap.
Right.
Start looking if you want to do that.
Yeah. Just you don't want to add too much to it. You don't within things that you can control. You want to eliminate that. The unfortunate thing is for a lot of people, they're not able to control that stress.
Yeah.
It's outside influences. Oftentimes that's work.
Media, too. I mean, a lot of people get stressed out by the news and stuff like that, and I think we've got a generation of people that are more sensitive to that now.
By which generation? You mean the younger generation?
Yeah,
or?
the younger generation.
They get and especially because they get it all online.
Right.
So they may not be getting the most... Online news has a lot more hyperbole, I would say, than print.
Right.
Television news, certainly a lot of hyperbole. It's always worst-case scenario.
Right.
So if you're watching that, somebody's bound to have a shit ton of anxiety.
Right.
Because no matter what channel you're watching, Fox, CNN, the world's always coming to an end. Even local news does it, especially during sweeps. Something in your refrigerator could be killing you, and it's in there right now. Tune in at 10.
Right.
Like, wait, shouldn't you tell me now? I could be
Exactly.
dead.
Yeah.
So they build upon that because that's how they get ratings.
So let me ask you this. Back in the 70s when you had stress, when your dad, your mom, whoever had stress, how did they deal with it? Hang out, have fun, drink some beers, have a good time with friends?
Pretty much. But I think there were stressors, but it wasn't at the same pace. I really think the pace of things has changed.
I think there's still always been the stress of jobs and money. And I think the stress of money became more prevalent in the 80s when everybody started buying everything on credit, 70s, 80s.
Right.
That's more of a stressor now than I think credit debt.
Yeah, credit debt has been huge.
And college debt, for that matter.
Ooh, tell me about
Add that to it.
Ooh, yeah.
So those are all things. But, I mean, think about that, though. Back in the 70s, you dealt with it by being around people you wanted to be around, having a good time, blowing steam off on the weekends. And now it's dealt with that. People still do that. But now they have drugs to also help them with the stress, anxiety drugs and stuff like that. I met a person at a cigar shop in Colorado that was on anxiety medicine. And I thought the guy was 3 sheets, just like really drunk. I'm like, you guys going to have someone come pick this guy up or what's going on? They're like, oh, that's Bill. He's always like that. He's on anxiety medicine. Like, what is this anxiety? Are you sure he's not on anxiety medicine plus 5 scotches? Like, no, he doesn't drink. He just does the anxiety medicine.
It can knock you out, make you loopy.
I mean, the guy was talking slurred and falling asleep and just maybe he needs to look at how he's the amount of medication he's taking.
to clarify, though, your point, I think there's a huge difference between stress and anxiety.
Right.
Anxiety is more of a... Stress leads to anxiety, but there are people who have anxiety issues where it's, every little thing. It builds up, and it's not, they don't have the coping mechanisms, and it can be small things that most people wouldn't stress about.
Right.
And they have issues. I shouldn't say the word normal because those are normal people too. But for people who don't have those anxiety issues, there's got to be a way to let off that steam. Personally, I think complaining is a great way to let off steam.
Right.
I do it a lot.
Yeah.
So much so I joined a podcast.
Right. We're doing it here.
Yeah. Because to be in denial about it and just shove it down, you're just making yourself sick.
Right.
Stress is like a poison. It eats away at the body. And
totally.
I've told people, and they look at me like I'm just feeding them a line of crap, but I honestly believe this. I'm not saying the cigar itself has health benefits, but I believe that by sitting and relaxing for an hour with a cigar, lowering your blood pressure, just not allowing your thoughts to spin out of control, just taking a moment to breathe, relax, like you said, yoga, and center yourself and clear your mind. And if you can do that while you're smoking a cigar, that is healthy for you. Because and it doesn't have to be a cigar. It could be yoga, it could be meditation, any of those things. If it's knitting, if it's watching TV, whatever it is that allows you
reading
to
a
just
book.
to just clear your mind of all those things. Because it kind of goes to the airline thing about, hey, put the mask on you before you put it on the kid, which seems kind of cruel, but it's like, no, if I can't take care of myself, I can't help anybody else.
Right.
And it's the same with stress. If you aren't able to keep yourself in peak condition, man, I gotta get work done, work. Your work's not going to be up to par because you're not at the top of your game because you're so stressed out. It's better to take a step back from that work and approach it fresh because you're going to be much more productive.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree with that. And I think it's relative to what you do. What I do is not a 9-to-5 job. I don't really take vacations, but also what I do is not sitting in an office and freaking out. So
right.
It's also sales and sales goals.
See, that's
and all
the
other
thing. And if somebody's never done, they see the front end of it. They don't see the back end of it. They don't see you having to check numbers, you having to worry about orders or getting this guy to do an order.
Right.
Sales is one of the most stressful jobs out there because you are always at zero.
Right.
You're never ahead. If you make your week, then you got to make the next week. You make your month, you got to make the next month. You make your quarter, got to make the next quarter. You make your year, you're at zero beginning of the year.
Right. You got to be better every month than what you were
before. And you're setting the bar higher and higher for yourself.
Right.
So there's a ton of stress that goes along with that. And, you can take somebody with a good salesman, I should say, sales skills, which I believe you are, and there's so many outside influences that they can only observe.
Right.
Any sales job, you go in, if they've just had a downswing in business, that's going to affect you. You can't change that.
Right.
That is just a situation that's now affecting you that had nothing to do with your ability to sell to.
Right. Yeah, and there's a lot of things too, like having the product.
Sure.
If you're out of product, then you have to take that stress because the customer's going to be mad at you, and you can pawn it off and go, oh well, we're just out of it. Sorry, But the best thing to do is say, I understand that you really need this product, and we're out of it right now. Let's try something else in the interim, see if that works for you. Once the other stuff comes back, let's get it back on the shelf, that type of thing. So there's a lot of negotiating as well.
Sure.
And you got to be able to negotiate with different kinds of people because there's different kinds of people all over this industry. And that's with any sales job. I mean, you're going to have the guys that are super easy to deal with and they're happy-go-lucky and ready to place an order. And then you got the guy that's a constant struggle every single time. He wants to get a better price. He wants to get it now. He wants to get something that nobody else has. There's all these things that you have to deal with personality-wise that just can stress you out as well.
Yeah, and I know for me, there are names that show up on my phone that when I see them pop up, I automatically stress. Just because I know I'm not going to like this conversation.
Yeah.
Not because I necessarily did anything wrong, but I just know this is going to be a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Totally, yeah.
and you have those things in the back of your head, like, oh, I got this hanging. I got anything hanging over you, even adds to that. And again, you and I are in a pretty good position. There's people in a lot, they're trying to figure out how they're going to, feed their kids.
Right.
So they've got a lot more stress on us than we do. And joke as we do about them, when you think about people in political power, there is a ton of stress.
Oh yeah.
On those people, and go back and look at any president, even a one-term president, from the time they came in to the time they came out. Whether you liked them, whether they were a good president, none of that matters. Mm-hmm. But look at how they've aged.
Right.
Because regardless of how they do the job, that is the most stressful job.
Yeah, definitely.
And knowing what they know that we don't know, and which is why I think there's a good reason for that. I think it's like parents not ever telling your kids, hey, by the way, we may get evicted. Hey, we may be, because you're putting undue stress on the kid.
Right.
I think it's the same thing for people in that type of power to not have to say, hey, by the way, here's really how things are going as far as security. Everybody would be at home, huddled in a closet.
Right.
And so that obviously wears on people, and it shows the age. Hell, over the last 2 years, my beard has gotten much more gray.
Right, yeah.
So
mine has too.
Yeah.
And I lost all my hair once I had kids, so kids stress me out.
Yeah, they can be stressful.
Yeah. I think just growing up in general, having more responsibility, being able to handle that responsibility in an effective way, that's all pretty damn stressful.
It is. There's nothing about living that's easy.
No.
And again, so it's finding out how do you balance that.
Right.
So that you still can enjoy life.
So beyond cigars,
Yes.
what do you find centers you? What do you like to do? And reading obviously is a big thing for you.
Reading,
it's a big thing for me too.
Writing's been huge. Sadly, I probably haven't written anything worth a damn in 2-3 years.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that.
Long writer's block. But that was...
You didn't hear that.
Huh?
I said, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. But that was always my catharsis. That outlet to deal with it. And seeing a shrink.
Right.
Where you can just go in and go, bleh, here's everything. And they can kind of, as you're walking off the cliff, go, no. It's, okay, here's where you've blown it out of proportion. World not coming to an end. Let's,
right.
Here's
I have
some
a theory
solutions.
about shrinks. I think the only people who have shrinks are the people who don't drink. Because people who drink just go to the bar and talk to the bartender.
Yeah, but that's just putting a Band-Aid on an infected wound. It's not bleeding, but the poison's still in there.
Yeah, but that's tasty poison. Are we talking about alcohol in general, or just going to see a
I'm
bartender?
I'm talking about whatever people use to not take care of the root problem.
Right.
It's like saying, okay, I have a headache. I've had one forever. I keep taking aspirin. Well, if you'd gone to the doctor, you'd find out you have a brain tumor that's causing that.
Right.
You need to get that removed. If it's, I'm constantly depressed. I have suicidal thoughts. I'm always making the same bad decisions.
Right.
Like, well, okay, get into AA. And they do a good job. But, is a lot of those things do. But why are you drinking? What is the coping mechanism, in other words? Even healthy coping mechanisms, if it's just, man, I go work out or whatever. If it becomes that go-to obsessive coping mechanism, you're not dealing with the root problem, which is like, I have low self-esteem. Why is the self-esteem? How do we fix that so that you don't necessarily have to rely on the coping mechanism?
Right.
So I agree. It's easy to go to the bar and just... And if it's just been a stressful day, whatever, that makes sense.
Right.
But, if that becomes your crutch to deal with any of that, then I think there's a deeper issue.
I don't think the bartenders are what they used to be either, because nowadays the bartenders don't want to talk to you. They just want to know what your drink is, and that's it.
Yeah, pretty much. You know who doesn't do that?
Who?
Cigar tenders.
Yeah, true.
We care.
Yeah.
At least,
Most of them. Yeah.
I do.
You walk in, they might go, ah, shit.
Pretty much.
Here comes the dump on me again.
Pretty much. So, has this been a stressful conversation for you?
I don't know, man. I think,
It's been cathartic for me. I just got to vent all that bullshit.
No. I think, there's things I do to relieve stress. Reading's one of them. I've been reading a lot more. I tend to read more on a plane. I don't know why, because I don't like to sleep on a plane. But I read like crazy on a plane. And But then I'll get to where I'm going, and that book doesn't get opened again. So it's weird, you know. Even if I'm into the book, like I'll wait till the flight on the way home and finish the book. You know, I'll tear through half a book on the way on a 2-hour flight. So I don't know. I mean, that's good for me. Smoking cigars, obviously, but that's changed too because I do it for a job now. So every cigar that I smoke during the day is not necessarily a relaxation cigar; it's a work cigar.
Sure.
And this is really the only time I get the relaxation.
And you know,
cigars.
I'm fortunate. Even being in a shop, while I'm working, I might smoke one cigar.
Yeah.
But it's after I'm off work that I will majority smoke, and I will save special cigars or cigars I want to try or something I really enjoy for after work.
Yeah, and that's what I do too. Like I'll tend to, you know, if I get something from someone that's interesting to me and I want to smoke it, I'll wait till I'm off and I have time to have a fresh palate and smoke it and actually enjoy it. But
yeah, because during the day, you know, I'm constantly setting it down, picking it up. It's not going to be the same.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. I don't drink for stress relief. I drink because I like to drink occasionally, and again, it's only occasionally.
Right.
You know, it's not. I don't drink every day. I don't come home and go out with friends and drink all night. It's not what I do.
You're not what I would call a lush.
No, not at all. No, you know, and I'll sit on a bottle for a month or two before I finish it. You know, most people will finish it in a week or a day or whatever. So, but that's, you know, that's not stress relief for me. That's just more, I guess, fun. I think there's a difference.
Sure.
You know, I don't feel better after going out and drinking. I usually feel worse.
Yeah.
But I'll feel better after I take some time to read a book, or I take some time to smoke a cigar, or I shoot things, which I found out I like doing. So if I go to like a gun range and shoot stuff,
there you go.
that makes me feel really good.
That's cathartic.
So, yeah.
I had a shrink tell me, why don't you go get some cheap dollar plates at the dollar store and throw them at a dumpster? I was like, that'd be cathartic. Like, yeah, that's true.
We got lots of stuff in here we can break if you want to break some stuff. We got that TV that's already broken. We can bat the shit out of that.
Oh, hell yeah.
We've got a couple other things in this garage full of
nice.
crap that
We're
can
gonna
destroy.
we're gonna trash your garage.
Yeah, we are. It's gonna be
Sweet.
awesome. And then we're gonna leave all the trash. So
Yeah.
my wife can come home and go, no,
And then
get all
you're
mad.
then you're gonna be stressed
Then
out.
I'll be stressed out. Yeah,
I was gonna say we can play some sweet metal while we're breaking stuff.
right. That'll be fun. But yeah, I mean that type of stuff works for me. I want to
Breaking
get
your possessions.
breaking my possessions. Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to go get a baseball bat and go beat up cactus in the summers over in Mexico, just because that was what you did. There's nothing else to do. What am I gonna do? Beat a cactus to death.
Oh, there you go.
You know, I don't know. I mean, but my wife's going to get me a punching bag, which will be nice. That'd be nice. I think
that'd be cool.
Stress
Yeah.
relief. Get on the punching bag a little bit. Wear myself out. Maybe
Play-
get a little exercise. Break my wrist. Who knows?
Play some you get some good wrist wraps. and,
Right.
yeah. Play some Eye of the Tiger.
Right. Oh, yeah. It'll be on repeat.
Nice.
Yep. That and you're the best around.
Oh my God.
Was that
I
Karate
told
Kid?
yeah.
The-
I told.
the
Did I tell you the
rejected
story
song?
about? Yeah, they were going to pick it. It was between that and
It was
Eye of
two.
the Tiger.
It was the other. It was also the Glory of Love was another one they rejected. I think also
Was it?
that was from supposed to be in
Yeah.
Rocky IV or something, and then they moved it over to
Oh yeah,
Karate Kid
that would not have
3
fit.
or whatever.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh man.
Karate Kid movies, Rocky's Rejects.
Yep. Karate Kid. What a crap movie.
Yeah, it has not held up well.
Even the new one was crap. They were just all crap.
well, the remakes are crap.
Yeah, typically.
So I don't want to stress you out or anything, but what's the thing over there saying?
Yeah, we're good.
We're
done.
good?
Yeah.
Kids, hopefully this wasn't a stressful conversation for you. Hopefully you found some catharsis in it and could relate to some of it. In that, hopefully you found some ways to relieve some stress. And hey, maybe listening to this show is a good way for you to unwind at the end of the day and go like, shit, at least I don't have as bad as those chuckleheads.
Right.
So if you'd like some more to hear more of us, so you could possibly de-stress, Brandon, where could they do that?
Well, you can go to the lovely iHeartRadio and listen to us there. You can go to iTunes. We are also there, so subscribe. You can also go to YouTube, listen to us there and watch us, but there's no video. Make comments on YouTube. You can make comments on Facebook and on our Twitter feed, which is Love to Hate Pod. Shoot us those ideas, and we'd love to hear from you.
Excellent. Thanks for listening, kids. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye.